The Equestria Girls designs aren't bad. Well, I guess they mostly are. I mean, Twilight's designs are pretty good, and I can see the intention and the ideas behind most of the designs are fine. Most of the designs were also made with dolls in mind, I think, which might be why they are made to look more appealing to kids and parents than what the actual characters might wear if they were people. The anime figure versions of the designs tweak them a bit in a way that I think is really cute, but in the name of nostalgia, I'm redesigning the main 6 in my style with my personal headcanons in mind. Fluttershy was the first pony I redesigned because she was my favorite as a kid, and let's be real, she's my favorite now. The first thing that I wanted for her was to be super tall, just because I thought it'd be ironic because she's, shy and trying to make herself smaller. I don't like how Equestria Girls just kind of stamp their characters with the cutie marks just on their outfits, so I wanted to incorporate them in more subtle ways. My first thought was a butterfly-shaped top like this or like this, but I don't think Fluttershy would have the confidence to wear something that revealing. That made me think of Morike, which is a Japanese street fashion. It has earthy colors and really big, oversized clothes. Fluttershy is very nature-oriented, so I feel like she'd wear a lot of natural fabrics like cotton and linen and stuff, and it's very oversized, which would fit her personality more, I think. I think since she canonically knows a lot about fashion, she'd know about Morike, but I think she'd be too embarrassed to go all in on the extra accessories and stuff. So I gave her a long flowy skirt, a tank top with a bow that looks a bit like a butterfly, and a big green shawl that complements her hair. Speaking of her hair, I thought it'd make more sense for her to really hide behind it early on, and maybe after she gains a little bit more confidence, she'll use this butterfly clip to hold it back, kind of like Violet from The Incredibles. For Rainbow Dash, I was immediately torn between Scene Dash and Tomboy Dash, because as much as I love Rainbow Dash, I don't feel like she would put that much effort into her outfits. Like, she'd be vaguely alternative, but not in the way people think. I think maybe she'd put more effort into her hair, maybe, and just completely neglect any of the clothes aspects, I don't know. I ended up giving her kind of like vaguely scene hair after all, because it just looks cool. And she would definitely wear her sports uniform to school even when it's not necessary. Like, if she had a Letterman jacket, she'd be wearing that all day, every day. So I drew her in a track uniform, specifically vaulting, which is when you take a big stick to propel yourself into the air, which I thought was the closest thing to flying. She'd either do that or sprints. She'd also do cross-country, maybe soccer, I think. I think she does soccer in the movies. I don't know why these uniforms are so revealing, but frankly, I don't think Rainbow Dash would care. She'd probably be like, yeah, I'm in track, it's really cool. Like, completely unprompted, just with random people. I also want her to be short because frankly I thought it'd be funny for someone with such a big personality to be like 5 feet tall. I incorporated her cutie mark into the rainbows on her socks and sweatbands on her wrists. I referenced her Grand Galloping Gala outfit with this golden wreath on her shirt and gave her wings on her shoes to symbolize like Hermes, because her Grand Galloping Gala outfit has grapes and laurels, so I thought, you get the point. Drawing Twilight was a lot of fun as well. I like her original designs best out of everyone in Equestria Girls. Like, I like her little leg warmers, I think those are leg warmers, and her overall aesthetic. Dark Academia Twilight isn't exactly a new idea, but I still tried to make it a little bit more unique. I think she'd want to be very professional, but also practical, so I gave her khakis and a big book bag and a blouse. She always has her glasses on and a pen in hand, I gave her rounded squarish glasses because she's a square, and a cream button-up under an argyle sweater vest. The argyle kind of vaguely looks like her cutie mark if you squint. I also gave her a little collar shade that's a star shape, and I made her cufflinks little stars as well, but you can't see it very well. Frankly, I didn't give Twilight nearly as much thought as they did the others, but I think it's really cute, so I'm keeping it. For Rarity, I always see people draw her in like slip dresses with big fur coats and jewelry and little heels, and while I like that, it's not practical or appropriate for high school. However, I think Rarity is fashion over function 99% of the time, so I did keep those heels. I had trouble thinking of what her design would be, like what textures, what styles, would she be totally on trend or timeless and classy? What I settled on is just like kind of elegance. Like, Rarity knows the trends, she's aware of the trends, but she is not a fast fashion micro trend girly. She's not just trendy, she's a trendsetter. I don't know, I took inspiration from these types of like elegant Korean styles, plus this square neckline, which is really fashionable recently, I think. I don't know fashion, but the open neckline really shows off the diamond necklace and matching earrings, which is the main point for me right now. I also gave her a purse because fashion over function. Like, she has a nice backpack, but she puts it in her locker and she just holds her books going from class to class, or forces someone else to hold them. She and Fluttershy probably run a fashion club together where they make sustainable fashion and upcycle thrifted clothes or something, because I feel like the show misses out on a lot of Rarity Fluttershy bonding, but I might have made that up because I haven't seen the show in like a decade, I don't know. The first thing I thought of when I thought Pinkie was movement. She's bubbly, she's bouncy, she has to have something that she can move around in. I gave her overalls, which is good for jumping around and stuff. I also was originally going to give her a skirt with a petticoat, but I feel like that'd be difficult to jump around in the way she does. The overalls have some flecks of confetti on it because I feel like she'd just have glitter and confetti in her pockets to throw out at random. I didn't know how to incorporate her cutie mark colors at first, but then I thought of the pocket fabric sticking out being yellow and blue, which I think I got from Sunstone. I also gave her a headband and used these little plastic ball hair ties that I used to have as a kid because they're playful and also kind of balloon shaped. At first I was going to give her afro puffs or maybe a lot of hair clips, but I thought this hairstyle would be cute with a bandana and a hair tie, and, you know, it's tied up so she can jump around, I don't know. I gave her Converse purely because I thought that Pinkie would be like the type to totally doodle all over her Converse. I also just drew on her hands and knees because I feel like she would. Applejack was last because frankly I had no idea what to do with her. Like, I didn't know how much I could do creatively with her design. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I made her kind of buff and broad-shouldered, but in a way where she gets her muscles from labor. Like, Rainbow Dash goes to the gym to look a certain way, but Applejack is strong and muscular because she builds it up over time. Because, I mean, she's literally shaking the tree so hard that the apples fall out. Like, I mean, she has broad shoulders, but I imagined her with a little bit of like a sleeper build, I think it's called. I gave her a green flannel to match her eyes and a pretty simple braid, which kind of looks like her older form when she's an older pony. I put her keys on a little loop on her belt because I thought it'd be practical. I didn't give her a hat because frankly I didn't want to draw it, but I guess my in-universe explanation is that she's old-fashioned and wearing hats inside is rude or something. She owns a cowboy hat. I just didn't want to draw it, like, just pretend. Also, you know those jeans with the little patterns embroidered on the back pockets? I pictured one of those with like an apple design, but I guess since she's facing forward you can't see it. I also gave her cowboy boots, obviously, and the pattern on the front looks a bit like if you cut into an apple. You got like the little apple seed, you know? That's all for the speed paint, and now on to the final product. I found out while I was drawing for this video, one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, are you drawing the My Little Pony characters? My brother wrote the music for it." Huh? And she was like, "Yeah." And so I looked up his name, and he wrote like This Day Aria and like Battle of the Bands, which were some of my favorite songs from My Little Pony when I was a kid. So I'm like freaking out because I'm like 1 or 2 degrees of separation from the guy who wrote like my childhood, basically. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye and good night.